Moepork here with another Omen guide. Here we're going to go over how to play split on defense. I recommend playing Omen on the A site since he has far more options to play there compared to playing B or mid. Without further ado, let's get started. Starting off, I'll usually buy a Ghost with 1 teleport and 1 paranoia on the pistol round. Not only is the Ghost an all-around good pistol, it's very good considering the longer sightlines on this side of the map. Sometimes I'll opt for 2 teleports and sacrifice paranoia due to the amount of TP spots Omen has on this site. Keep in mind that paranoia is very good on defense for stopping or slowing down rushes, which usually happens on the first round. When playing against the default, you can generally try to go for this orb by using a smoke. I usually always give the orb to a teammate since the other character's ultimates are generally stronger. Be sure to support your teammate while he tries to grab the orb. Also, with that same smoke, you can do a sneaky aggressive play by routing through this pocket and using a gap in your smoke to get some cheeky kills. Remember that your opponent can get inside the smoke before you do unless they stop, so try to get your teammate from ramps to spam the right side of the smoke to cause a distraction. You can also use paranoia on the entire hallway and support a teammate right off the bat for an easy kill. This one is still a little bit more experimenty. You can throw the smoke slightly underground and teleport up to the pillar here. Usually you'll need a Molotov or a raise grenade to take control of the angle first, or your opponent potentially can just be waiting there for a free kill. Afterwards, just sit up top and get a free kill over the edge of your smoke, as most players will think you teleported to the cubby to their left and not think to check the pillar first. My staple I use to defend A main is this one-way smoke. You can attach the smoke anywhere along this edge of the wall, just try to get a gap above the ground to see your opponent's feet. I use this line up here, and the further away you are from the wall, the lower you aim. This smoke makes it incredibly hard to cross or push through without your opponent dumping a large amount of utility. Also, if you want to greed your smoke, you have this pixel angle to see if your opponents decide to dry peek, where you can just throw the smoke and instantly fall to cover at the same time. Alternatively, if your opponent starts opting towards pushing ramps after you're frustrating the hell out of them, you can abuse a one-way on ramps. Ask your teammate to watch the cross if they smoke it, and then you throw the smoke. If you have nobody to watch the cross for you, or if you're solo holding A, you can jump spot it by using this strategy here. While playing from ramps, you have the opportunity to throw blinds down the entirety of A main, as well as assisting middle by being able to blind the entirety of the stairs leading up to heaven for your teammates to get easy kills. There are tons of positions you can play and abuse with your teleport to keep your opponent confused, as seen in these examples. You can also set up an aggressive play by teleporting to the cubby right off the start and contesting with a teammate from either ramps or main. Retaking A involves clearing one section at a time. These smokes here allow clearing main and under heaven easier. Afterwards, you can start moving into the bomb site itself. This blind here covers the entirety of the rafters and under heaven at the same time. Teleporting is useful to cross the elbow, as well as teleporting from heaven to avoid making a footstep sound for falling off. You can also teleport to this pillar from the rafters to potentially catch an elbow player or monitor player off guard. Moving over to middle, you have some cheesy aggressive plays that you can do around this box and the frog when accompanied by some smokes and some teammates as seen here. Remember that these are incredibly risky, especially after the changes to this map, and I would only use them once a game when the time is right. For the most part, you'll be using your smokes to stall out on mid. If you are playing ropes and get smoked or walled off, you can support players on the heaven side by throwing blinds up the stairs using the same strategy from A ramps. You can play this close angle much more safely for a pick and then teleport towards heaven. You can also switch positions between the mailroom and the ropes depending on the situation. You do have a one-way smoke option in the same place that Viper does, however it's a very difficult lineup and has very little room for error. In the heat of the moment, it can often take too much time to line up and is not reliable. To do the lineup, you need to hit as close to the bottom edge as possible, and right when the shadow appears coming from inside the wall. Moving on to the B site, you can smoke the entire B main area in order to grab this orb. If you're getting contested, be sure to try to have a teammate support getting it. Alternatively, you can do an aggressive play with paranoia right off the bat, just like the strategy at A main. You can also make an aggressive teleport here when aggressing with a teammate, also similar to the strategy in A main. Multiple angles can be used to abuse teleports here, though the options are much more limited compared to the A site. This box here is a prime location to teleport to after showing your presence elsewhere. Retaking B with these smokes are usually a solid staple in order to work one section at a time. Also, since you often see B takes using a sage wall here, you can catch opponents off guard by jump teleporting to the boxes in this corner, especially when accompanied by a smoke in the corner over there. That about wraps up this guide. Hope this video helps your Omen gameplay on Split. If you learned a lot or it helped, toss a like and subscribe. Also follow my Twitter if you want to be notified of future tutorial content. Once again, this is moepork, and until then, see you next time.